Okay, hello. Welcome back to my channel again. Now what you see on the desk today is another TV. And this one just happens to be a Samsung model. So, I'm going to tell you how I got this one. We're going to tell you, we're going to show it to you after the operate. We're going to look at the menu a little bit. And then, going to do the overall review afterwards. And plus, I'm actually going to plug some inside where you can actually see how its picture looks. So, anyway, this is a Samsung TV. Now the way I got this one is I got it at a yard sale for $15, and I'm gonna show you that on the back afterwards. Now, I kind of do have to be careful moving this TV a little bit because the base when I got it has no screws, and like every single time I move it, it's like the TV comes off the base when I forget that it has no screws. So I'm like, okay, so I have to be kind of careful with this when I move it over a little bit. I am going to get screws for it eventually, but I just let you know that right now it has no screws. So obviously, if I want to take the TV and just lift it up, you see, kind of see right here, it comes off the base. So, have to be a little careful with this. Oh, and also, this is not the original remote control. I had this remote control. This is just another Samsung we have. We have 5 Samsungs. We have before this, and I had a spare Samsung remote lying around, so I just keep it with this one, just so I have a remote control and control with it with. So anyway, now when I first got this TV, it was actually kind of a little bit confused. I tried to figure out how to turn it on because, when I first went to test it, here are the side buttons. Here are the side buttons on it. Now, those are side buttons. So I went to look on the side and turn it on. I'm like, how am I supposed to turn it on? There's no power button on here. So I was like, source, menu, volume, and channel. No power. So I'm like, okay, how do I turn this thing on? Not knowing it, the power button is actually in the front right here. So of course I thought, oh, that's a power LED that comes on when it turns on. But no, I plugged it in, and the power LED is also there too. Or the standby light, I should call it, since it really isn't a power on LED. So, on the Scott and the Shelp and on the Sylvania and the other ones I have to do videos on, this one has no power on LED. So, standby light. But that's the way most Samsungs for this time period and newer are. Even the newer Samsungs have it this way. So anyway, gonna show the back side of it now. Oh, and by the way, don't get confused with the HD TV thing in the corner. This does not have a digital tuner. Which really confused me when I first got it. I was like, wait, how do I do a channel scan on this? But doesn't have a digital tuner, so okay, so I have to kind of move it like this. Make sure the base stays on. Okay. So here's the back side of it. Okay. So here's the back side of it. Now, let's go ahead and look at the inputs. So, kind of similar to the Scott, it has 2 component in, and unlike the Scott, this actually has 2 AV, but one of the AV ones has S video on it. So, now, what else do we have on here? Well, we have HDMI in, which obviously is one of the older TVs that has this. We have VGA in, with audio, of course. I mean, if the other one, it was VGA, where's the audio? And then we have antenna in, which is analog only. I kind of wish it was digital. And we have the component, 2 sets of component, which I think was a trend on the TVs for this time period. So it's 2 sets of component on these. And then you have the audio out / headphones jack. This is the only audio out that this TV has. This up here is audio in, but this is audio out. Right here. So, now what I like about this TV is that you can actually detach the power cord, which, see, comes right off like that. And it just uses a standard connector. So I just stick that right back on it though. Now, come over here to the tag on the back. We can see this is about LN S23, which is just a 23-inch, and then it says 38W, and then the C right here. I don't know if I means anything, but have the entire model code underneath there, which usually I don't ever go for that. I don't ever look at stuff. And this is actually older than the Scott because it's actually from May of 2006. So older than the Scott, and also older than the Sylvania, since that's a 2010 model. But anyway, you kind of see a $15 thing up there. Now, what I find funny about Samsung is that they don't put digital tuners inside their TVs, but they put wall mount bracket holes on the back, so you can actually wall mount this. I mean, why does Scott not have that? And obviously it's the Samsung logo, but like again, no one's looking at the back of the TV really, except for when they need to connect it up to something. So let's go ahead and turn this back to the front. We're gonna plug it in, and we're gonna see it turn on. Again, Stan has no screws, so so plug this in, and we're gonna turn it on. Now, I just keep the cord wrapped around the bottom like this on these TVs because I don't use them much. So, now, the previous owner said that they used to use this for gaming. And now, I plugged it in. Now, you see the power light though. It's gonna flash for a sec. And now it's back on. But they said that they used this for gaming, and my guess was that this thing was used for hundreds of thousands of hours. Or at least tens of thousands of hours, that is. Not hundreds of hours, that'll be like over 10 years of constant use, but but like, that's what my guess is. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to take the non-original remote, which I'm also going to show you the buttons out here a little bit. So power, source, number, keys. Now this is from a newer model, so I know it doesn't look the exact same. So we have volume, channels, mute, channel ones, and then the arrows with media, play, menu, favorite channels, tools. We told it doesn't really do anything. Exit, info, the arrows, and the OK button. Colors, A, B, and C, D, MTS, picture size, and closed captioning. So anyway, just gonna turn this TV on now. So let's see what it does. Okay. So right now it's on HDMI. And yes, again, it has a blue screen turned on. But let's go ahead and look at the settings a little bit. Now, obviously, this is where the source list is. Yeah, right now I have nothing connected to it. You can actually edit the name on this one, unlike on the Scott. Now, picture. Obviously, as soon as I got this TV into my hands, you probably know exactly what happened. Yep, I changed everything on the side. So, and then we have size, which always has 16:9. It does have, like, zoom, but that's always grayed out. There's always reduction, which just is off and on, and contrast, which I always turn off on this. Sound, we have custom sound mode, obviously, and then I always change the equalizers randomly. MTS, which is stereo. All volume, which I always turn this off. If I see that turned on, it annoys me. And then we have channel, we can't really do that because this is on HDMI. And we have the other setup, so we have plug and play, which is disabled. We have language, which is obviously set to English. You can obviously set it to the 3 main ones, as well as has Portuguese on here, which really doesn't make sense. We have game mode, which is off, but you can tell it if you have a game system hooked up. All yeah, game mode really does is just changes like on this TV. I think it just changes the response time really. Time, which I don't have set up right now. Retrip and capture disabled because it's not on the correct input. Energy saving, I always keep that off. Blue screen is on. Melody is off, but I can turn that on later. I just keep all it. This is just a default setting. It's on the leads. I haven't changed any of those. But I am going to plug in the Roku. So that way we can have a little picture quality thing. Okay. Okay. So I did plug in the Roku. Now, this TV, unlike the Scott, is not as bad as the lines on this. I don't know if it's a panel type or what, but the Scott, when recorded, has like horrible lines. So, but I do notice something. But I do notice something with this TV. So, you see how it says right now 1080i? Well, 1080p? This TV doesn't support 1080p, but it does support 720p. Now, I don't know if you can kind of see this on, like, video or not, but you might be able to see it, like, slightly jumping up and down. This is because it's a delta signal, so it's got one set of lines going, and then the next set, and then it's back and forth and back and forth. It's supposedly supposed to provide, like, a smoother image, but I don't like it. So, I'm gonna proceed to change this to 1080p. I mean, 720p. This TV doesn't support 1080, but it can do 720, so let me change it to 720. Okay. Let's go, okay. Okay, so now it says 12 by 720 at 60 Hz. This is actually a progressive signal. Now, immediately look at this TV. It doesn't have the best picture quality. And I could tell. So I want you to do, I want you to look at the Netflix symbol a little bit. See how the colors kind of look a little bit like bleeding and like whatever? It has like a little bit of like color fading going on. Yeah, same with the YouTube icon. But then again, the TV icon is the exact same way. Kind of see like down there a little bit, so kind of doesn't look right. But again, I'm not that worried. This TV is old. And TVs from this time period usually have that. So anyway, let's go ahead and go on to YouTube and let me just turn the volume all the way down since I don't want sound. Okay. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I was going to the guest for this, just so it doesn't ruin my recommendations with okay. So we're gonna put it in color mouse. Okay. Now we are going to turn the light off. So you can kind of see this. Now, yes, I know there's light coming from external sources, but whatever. Okay. So what I want you to look at is I want you to look at these color bars. Now, on video, it really doesn't show the best. But we'll actually look at three things here. So what I like to look at on this is down here. As you can see, from directly facing this actually looks okay to me. This doesn't... And again, I changed all the settings on this, so it should look okay. But it doesn't seem like it's really causing any issues down there in that particular section. Now, the next thing I look at, again, this is three things I said, is does the green look green, the red look red, and the blue look blue? To me, it kind of looks like the green is slightly a bit too high, but the red looks red and the blue looks blue to me. It doesn't look like... whatever. Now, the third thing, which this TV is actually very, very bad at, is it able to put one color right next to another cello? Like, smoothly. Like, transition smoothly. What I'm noticing is that you can kind of see, like, right here, it doesn't really look the best. So, this TV is kind of bad with color accuracy and whatever. But then again, this is the science I always say it to. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do now, you're gonna just ignore YouTube. And I am going to tell you something. With the Roku on its screen like this, I'm gonna change the pixel settings to dynamic, which is its default. So as you can see, it kind of looks similar. But let's change it to standard, which is just the same as dynamic, just with a higher brightness setting. Movie, which obviously is the dimmest, and as a result of this, they also doesn't really look as bad, but it for some reason throws it really really dim, and custom, which actually kind of brightens it back up. Now, I do want you to hear the melody on this, since this is an old TV. So what we're going to do is I'm going to turn it on right now. Okay. I don't know if you can hear that or not, but that is. Now, for the power off melody to occur, you have to have the volume on. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So now that you heard that, now I'm pretty much ready to unplug the TV from power, and I could really give like my honest review and all that on this particular TV. So I have it unplugged, as you can see. So let me just place this TV back the way it was, like onto the desk here. So I'm going to move my phone back so I can. It's only the fact that. Now, this TV takes a while for the light to turn off when you unplug it. Okay, and it just went out now. So, now, all my honest opinions on this particular TV. Well, the only thing I don't really like about it is the colors not really being the best. Like, with all the color fidget and stuff like that. And the fact that when I got it, the stand had no screws. They did not even say that. I was like, wait, why is the stand coming right off as soon as I brought it? And, like, when I went to put it into the car, I was like, wait, this doesn't feel right. Not realizing the stand had no screws. So obviously because of that, the stand comes right off. But, hey, at least the TV is working, and it's a good thing. So, anyway, what is my opinion on this TV? Well, I'm gonna give it like a 6.5 out of 10. Because, one, the color issues, and the sound also really isn't the best on this, even though it actually has fine speakers, it doesn't really sound the best. Kind of like the LG, the newer LG, it's around the same size they have, but and the fact that the owners were actually with me when I got it, they were actually very nice to me. They just did not disclose the fact that the stand had no screws, so as soon as I brought it home, I was like, wait, this doesn't seem right. But it did pretty well for gaming. It did pretty well video-wise. Like, I was able to watch, like, several minutes worth of videos, over an hour of videos on this TV, and it hasn't disappointed me with videos. So yeah, that's a good thing. So, anyway, I would give it a 7 out of 10 if the picture just looked a little bit better. But anyway, and the fact that I also rate it like 6.5 out of 10 is because the fact is that it has no digital tuner, which means that when the 2009 transition to DTV occurred, this TV was obsolete. And like I bet they spent like $800 on this TV, and for like 3 years of use. Yeah, seriously. So anyway, this is gonna be the end of this video, and gonna end it off just saying that this TV, I am going to keep it though, but it's just not the best TV that I have. Like, I honestly prefer the Scott TV over this one in terms of everything. Anyway, I'm gonna close out the video now, so anyway, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Just showing you that I got this TV. You're probably going to see it again in the future, probably. So, yeah. Anyway, love you all, and as always, bye for now, and peace out, everyone.